We are tonight's entertainment.
Sander delivers. Puckett swings and hits a blast. Deep left center. Way back. Way back. The Twins go to the seventh game. Touch 'em all, Kirby Puckett. Touch 'em all.
Touch 'em all, Kirby. It is episode 10 of Mike on the Mic. We got a great episode for you today. A lot of sports stories. A lot of just stories of myself. I'm a twist-off show of Twist, the weekend sports talk, our parent show. You can also find Benzie's Bit and Green Bay Greg, as well as Mike on the Mic and Twist Sports Talk on rtfsportsnetwork.com. Thank you for tuning in on all the podcast platforms. Thank you for watching live on Facebook and on rtfsportsnetwork.com. Well, let's get going. Let's get going with the show here. Like I said, we got a lot to cover. We're going to kick it off with some sports stories. We're going to start in college football. The NCAA approves quarterback JT Daniels' eligibility at Georgia. Now, here's some quarterback controversy for that ass. Daniels, a former starter at USC who transferred to Georgia this summer, announced, obviously, of course, via social media that the NCAA approved his special circumstances waiver, and therefore he will be eligible to play for the Bulldogs. So let's break down JT Daniels a little bit. So he was a former five-star prospect, started 11 of 12 games as a true freshman in 2018. He was almost 60% of his passes for 72 yards, 14 touchdowns, 10 picks. So subpar, if you ask me. So he finished the season throwing over 300 yards against the Trojans, two biggest rivals, UCLA and Notre Dame. The controversy here is that Georgia already has a stud in Jamie Newman. He's a transfer as well. So Newman led Wake Forest to an 8-5 record in 2019, his first and only season as the starter. Completed 220 of 361 for over 60.9%. For 2,868 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 11 picks. He also ran for 574 yards and 6 touchdowns on 180 carries. So Newman was the number 3 quarterback and number 7 overall among transfers. So if I'm JT Daniels, why am I trying to go there and stir this shit up? Jamie Newman was a top 5 quarterback coming into the draft next year. So I don't know if, Newman beats him out or JT Daniels beats him out, but here is some controversy in Georgia. Sliding on over to even if there is college football this year. There is a report. College football official says no one is playing football this fall. Based on quotes from several anonymous high-ranking officials within the sport, many believe the season will be scrapped. Here's the quote. Right now, I don't see a path in the current environment to how we play, one Power 5 athletic director told FAML. I'm confident we'll get back to what we think normal is, but it may be a year before that happens. This is disappointing. Corona is just taking over. We are a live interactive show here at Mike on the Mic, so you can chime in and I will chime back. Strikeout Beer, another great show on the RTF network. Yeah, the season is not happening. It's going to be tough, man. I wanted to, as a sports fan, where they're starting to integrate stuff back and we're starting to get excited. And then they're starting to be like, well, I don't even fucking know if we're playing. So you just got to kind of take it for what it is, sit back, buckle up, and enjoy whatever comes our way. We got baseball right around the corner. That's a great segue to some baseball. Brian Urlacher, Travis Kelce, DeMarco Murray, yes, football players, joined J-Lo and Alex Rodriguez bid to buy the Mets. The group has already submitted its initial bid of $1.7 billion. Yes, billion. Hedge fund billionaire Steve Cohen has made a top bid so far of $2 billion, according to a report by the New York Post. So the Mets CEO, Jeff Wilpon, would prefer to sell to the Rodriguez Lopez Group if its offer is close to the best bid by the end of the auction. Now, I'd love to see J-Lo be an owner of the Mets. I mean, she's gorgeous. Up watching her up in the box. And so I think they're probably going to have to pull together some more athletes and some more people if they have any hope of getting the Mets. But good luck. I'm on your side. The Blue Jays not allowed to play games in Toronto. They won't be playing any games in Toronto this year because Canada's government doesn't think it's safe for players to travel back and forth from the U.S. because of the coronavirus pandemic. This coronavirus shit is killing me. Not literally, just my sports, man. This is ridiculous. Didn't respect the lockdown and spread this crap like wildfire. You know, it's just Corona, and not the beer. That's what everybody should be doing. Just sitting back and chilling with the Corona. Some more depressing news in sports. The Redskins still haven't come up with a name. But 15 former female employees of the Washington NFL team, that's how we're reporting to them now. The Washington NFL team alleged sexual harassment in workplace. Now, the allegations span from 2006 to just last year, according to the newspaper, and range from inappropriate remarks about female employees, bodies or clothing, to instances of verbal abuse. The Post also details allegations of sexual harassment from 2 female reporters, one of whom still covers the team. Now, this is just a case of, the Redskins being the good old boys club, never changing. Daniel Snyder just hires other dipshits like himself, and they just have zero respect for women. I mean, that's not how 2020 operates. That's not how 2009 operated when these allegations started. And it's just sickening to hear that this shit still goes on, but it does. There was a report, or not a report, but they have glass stairs. So they would just all gather at the bottom and watch the little honey babies, walk up. It's like, are you kidding me? That shit you would do in junior high before you even knew how to talk to women. You hadn't matured to a certain point. I remember playing in the schoolyard as a wee little lad, and you would push girls to the ground that you liked because you didn't know any better. These are grown-ass men who know better. Get your shit together. The NFL should just force Daniel Snyder out. Yeah. What are they, 12? That's exactly. They're worse than 12. They're like 5 or 6. It's just, it's sickening, and I don't even want to talk about them anymore. But we will stay in the NFL for some big bags of cash. Derrick Henry, Titans, reach an agreement on a 4-year, $50 million deal. So the deal includes $25.5 million guaranteed, averages out to be $12.5 a year, and it makes him the 5th highest paid running back, trailing over CMC at $16 million, Zeke Elliott at $15 million, Le'Veon Bell at 13.1, and the Texans' David Johnson at 13 million. So Henry did win the rushing title last year, 1,540 yards, and has had consecutive seasons of more than 1,000 yards. Now, me being a Vikings fan, Dalvin Cook is in need of a contract. This is probably going to be around what it looks like. The trouble for Dalvin is he hasn't had consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. He didn't have the rushing title last year. He can't consistently stay healthy. So hopefully when we do reach an agreement, we don't have to quite give him this much just for the mere fact that he is not proven as much. Another big bag of cash. Apparently the Kansas City Chiefs won the lottery because they're just passing out money. So Chris Jones got a 4-year, $80 million deal with $60 million functionally guaranteed. No idea what the fuck functionally means, but that's what it said. He gets $16.26 million in 2020 with no signing bonus. And then it breaks down after that to 21.5 and 21, 22.374 in 22, and 20 million in 23. So of that 80 million, 40% of it is fully guaranteed at signing. And lastly, Chuck and helmets at people. Myles Garrett extension with the Browns includes $100 million guaranteed. Wow. Now that's the most for a defensive player. 50 million was guaranteed at signing. So he signed the record-setting 5-year extension last Wednesday. They did not want to disclose the financial terms, but accordingly to ESPN, the 4-letter network, it is worth 125 mil with 25 mil average salary. Now I'm in the wrong damn profession doing free podcasts, making no bank. I do have a full-time job, so I'm half kidding. All right, well, that's kind of wrapping around the league for some good old sports stories. So now, like I had mentioned previously, I'm a Minnesota guy. So I'm going to give you some local fire. We like to call that here at Mike on the Mic, keeping it local. All right, so keeping it local. Let's start with the Minnesota Twinkies, huh? Byron Buxton was carted off the field with a foot injury. X-rays did come back. He's fine, but he had to be carted off the field during an inter-squad scrimmage with a foot injury. Buxton just can't seem to keep his ass healthy. This dude is killing it. All you ever hear about in Minnesota is the potential this guy has. Obviously, he showed it on defense, how well he can play. I think he had a 3-week or a month span of where he was actually hitting the ball. But just can't seem to stay healthy. So it's not serious, but yet another injury on the Byron Buxton train. The Minnesota Wild signed Kirill Kaprizov to a 2-year entry-level contract. Now, it's no secret that Kaprizov has been pretty fantastic over the last 5 seasons in the KHL. He's been a 5-time KHL All-Star and ranked 6th in the KHL in scoring, with 222 points in 262 games. So he's a stud. We've had him for 5 years. We're finally getting him over. He's not going to play this year, but he can scrimmage and be with the team when he does decide to come over to the States. But at least we will have him for next year. Could the Minnesota Vikings move on from Mike Zimmer after 2020? So we're weeks away from the training camp, and there is no contract in sight. My opinion last year, I'm a big Mike Zimmer fan, but I'm ready to move on. I'm ready for a change. We're an offensive minded NFL now. Defense obviously wins championships, but not necessarily games. So Mike Zimmer, you can go. Minnesota Timberwolves checking in on the Nets draft pick. Now, in order for the Wolves to keep their pick, Brooklyn simply needs to make the playoffs. Make the playoffs, Brooklyn. They currently sit number 7 in the Eastern Conference with a half-game lead on the number 8 Orlando, and they're 6 games ahead of the number 9 Washington, who is out of the playoff picture and looking in. Yeah, Bradley Beal is out, so we shall see. So we are going to stick with the Wolves to end the keeping it local. I've touched on this the past few shows, but I just can't seem to get over it. I got a half hard on for Devin Booker, and I want him. So as his rumored frustration with the Phoenix front office grows, we have to wonder, could Devin Booker request a trade to Minnesota? So back in October of 2019, the Gen Z3, I love that nickname, okay? They graced the cover of Slam magazine. Quote from D-Lo, we got to do this again when we're all on the same team. I ain't going to tell you which team because I don't know, but we're going to do this again. So that was before D-Lo came to Minnesota. So now we got 2 out of the 3. So reports coming from Devin Booker is he's unhappy with the Suns' decision not to pursue D'Angelo in free agency. Bagley also added that Booker was unhappy with the Suns organization as a whole at the time of the report, per league sources. Whether that means Booker is on his way out or interested in coming here to Minnesota is still uncertain. But let's look at some of the assets, okay? So the Wolves could send our 2020 lottery pick, and if we get that sweet Nets pick, okay, that could be a 14, a 15, or a 16. So we could send 2 first-round picks this year, kind of some notable names, Josh Okogie, not a rising star, but a good rising player. He'd be a nice trade bait addition to any team. Last year's first-round pick, Jarrett Culver. A little coffee there. And Naz Reid, who really came onto the scene when undrafted. The Wolves eyed him. He played really well. So those 3 pieces. But we really don't have any depth after that. So 2 first-round picks, those 3 guys. But you get those 3, we're going to get some veteran minimum salaries in. Some people are going to want to come to Minnesota and play with those 3. A little background on Devin Booker, Kentucky. He's 23 years old. He's in his 5th season. He's a 6'5", 205-pound shooting guard. His stats, 26 points a game, 6.6 assists a game, 4.2 rebounds, 0.7 steals, 0.3 blocks. Dude bangs. He spits hot fire, as Dylon would say. So he's in the first year of his 5-year, $158 million max contract. Send that boy over. You want to catch another great show on the RTF Sports Network? Mike and Mike Man Hour. I tune in every single day. I don't know their show times. They're later on in the evening. They're an hour show. You got Mike LeBlanc, Mike Buckheister. He is RTF. And Booker was a beast at Kentucky and remains a beast. I mean, I think his highest game in the NBA was over 70 points. 70 points. He's no slouch. You gotta love that guy. Oh, all right. Well, that's keeping it local for that ass. Now, we're going to do a little over-under. Now, for over-under this week, we're going to do some NFL divisions. I'm thinking we're going to do the AFC. So we're not going to do teams. We're just going to grab a player from each team and break down the over-under on the AFC. So let's start in the AFC East. The Buffalo Bills. Over-under 3,201 passing yards for Josh Allen. Allen threw for 3,089 yards in 2019 while sitting for nearly the entire game of Week 17. Dude's got legs, too. They just got Stephon Diggs. I'm going over 3,200 yards for Josh Allen. He's a rising star. I think he's got more like 38, pushing 4,000. I think that Buffalo Bills team is coming into fruition, and I like Josh. So we'll go over. Sticking in the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins, Devontae Parker, over under 5 receiving touchdowns. I'm not even going to break this down. It's over. He came into his own last year. Fitzmagic, that bearded beast. Yeah, it's over. Even if Tua comes in, those two are going to find chemistry right away. Over 5 touchdowns for Devontae Parker. New England Patriots, over under 4.5 receiving touchdowns for Julian Edelman. I'm going over here too. They brought in Cam. They're going to be slanging. So over 4.5 for Julian Edelman. Last team, the New York Jets in the AFC East, over under Sam Darnold. Hopefully he doesn't get mono. Over under 3,639 yards. He's a good player. I'm going under. I don't think they have enough offensive weapons. I just don't like the Jets. They basically screwed up everything with keeping Adam Gase around. So that is going to be our over-under this week. Just the AFC East. We will do the AFC North next week. on episode 11. I can't believe we're 10 episodes into this beautiful, beautiful show we got going on here. Ooh, little movie review time. Now, I know you guys love it when I do the review, because then after the show, you just go on and you watch what I told you to watch. So this is The Old Guard. This is on Netflix. And it has Charlize Theron. So a group of mercenaries, all century-old immortals with the ability to heal themselves, discover someone is onto their secret. And they must fight to protect their freedom. IMDb gave this a 6.7 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes an 82%. And like I always say, the Metacritic, never heard of them, 70%. Google, 95% like this movie, according to Google. So I did not know until after I watched it that it was based on a comic. It doesn't seem comic-y to me at all. Time does fly when you're having fun. But it's a good movie. It sets it up for a sequel. That's not a spoiler alert, because if you're a comic fan, I'm sure you already knew that. But Charlize, I mean, you just can't go wrong with her. She's so beautiful. And it's cool. They're immortal. There's fight scenes. You know, I just love it. So that is the movie review for this week. I do have a new segment. Let's find it here. I'm trying to integrate some music. So bear with me. I couldn't get the computer going. But we do have a new segment called Would You Rather? Now, I haven't looked at any of these. I put together, I believe, 19 shows of Would You Rather? All right. So would you rather? Would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak? Read, 100%. I do a podcast. Would you rather be in jail for a year or lose a year of your life? I'll take jail for a year. I'm still alive. I can eat food. I can watch sports. It's not the most productive or wouldn't be the most fun time in my life. But I'm going to stick with jail. Would you rather always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early? Well, for me, my day is thrown off if I'm ever late to anything. So I would always be 20 minutes early. Would you rather have one real get out of jail free card or a key that opens any door? Got some comments here. They're playing along. You can do all that in jail. Well, that's true. Early. Absolutely. Early all day. All right, so let's read this one again, damn it. Get out of jail free card or a key that opens any door? No, I'm taking that key, damn it. I'm not trying to get myself in trouble where I need that get out of jail free card. And hopefully if I did get in trouble, it wouldn't be worth a get out of jail free card. So I want to open any damn door possible. Agreed again there. With that damn key. Would you rather be married to a 10 with a bad personality, Wing, or a 6 with an amazing personality? Now this is marriage. If this was a would you rather date, I'm picking the 10. But you're married to this broad, okay? So I'm going to need a great personality and a 6. That's over 50%, okay? So we're going married to a 6 with an amazing personality. This is fun. You might need that get out of jail free card if you get caught stealing with the key. But beauty goes away always. That is very true. And like I said, dating, 10. Marriage, 6. Would you rather have all traffic lights you approach be green or never have to stand in line again? I'm in the car a lot more than I'm standing in line. Green. Would you rather spend the rest of your life with a sailboat as your home or an RV as your home? I'm going to say RV. I would love to live on the water, but not in a sailboat. If you told me a yacht or an RV, I'm picking the damn yacht, but not in a sailboat. RV it is. We got 4 left on Would You Rather. Would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into your own future or 10 minutes into the future of anyone but yourself? Well, this is extremely easy. I'm selfish and want to know my own future. Would you rather be the first person to explore a planet or be the inventor of a drug that cures a deadly disease? This is another very selfish answer. I want to be the inventor of a drug. Mike Reeves cured cancer. Oh, can you believe it? Would you rather have unlimited international first-class tickets or never have to pay for food at restaurants? Well, I want to travel. I mean, it'd be nice to go out and just, yeah, that's free, but unlimited international first-class tickets? I'm flying all day, baby. Last one. Would you rather see what was behind every closed door or be able to guess the combination of every safe on the first try? Well, who the hell cares what's behind the door? I want that combination. I want that big bags of cash like Myles Garrett. Who cares what's behind the door? Good Lord. All right. Well, that was fun. Like I said, we got a bunch of those coming to you every week. Now let's get into the mind of the host a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about my life, my weekend. If you can see my tan, if you're watching live, we had a bachelor party for Benzi's Bit, Matt Benz. He's right above my head right there, one of the hosts of Twist the Weekend Sports Talk and Benzi's Bit. Green Bay Greg was involved in it as well. I don't know if you can see this beautiful gold medal. So I'm the best man in the wedding. And another buddy of mine has a cabin. So I created a day on the cabin in the Batch Olympic Games. All right. So we had 7 events in which we competed. So we had 7 guys. So we had 1 swing guy. So he wasn't in the draft, but we went old school, picking teams kind of thing. So it was the groom, Benz, the best man, me. So I gave him first pick. He picked his guys. I picked mine. All right. And then we had the swing guy. We competed. So we played bags. We played battle bags. We played frisbee. We played dodgeball. We played wiffle ball. First strikeout deal. So it was head to head. It came into the 6th competition where team best man was tied. So we had to end it, and we ended up pulling it off. I want to thank Green Bay Greg for your addition to the team. He got a gold medal as well. It was a beautiful time. Luckily, what is battle bags? Well, I'll tell you what. I left battle bags at the cabin. I did not bring it back with me. So it has these cups attached to the top. So you got a cup at the top, then 2 cups in the middle, and 3 cups at the bottom. So you're throwing bags into these cups that swing for points. And there's only one. It's not 2-sided. And it is hard, and it was horrible, but that was the game that got us gold. So battle bags, I'm not a fan. I won't play it again. I bought the damn thing, and like I said, I left it behind. I wasn't trying to do that shit anymore. So that was my weekend. Had some fun. We beat a wicked ass storm. I wasn't a big fan of that. So either way, we did have a hell of a time. Like to end every show with a little nugget, a little random fact for you guys. Superman didn't always fly. What? No way. The original comic book, Superman, could leap tall buildings in a single bound. But then he had to come right back down to Earth because he didn't fly. It wasn't until the 1940s when animators for a new animated series decided it would be too difficult to routinely draw him bending his knees, that it was decided that Superman could take off into the air. Readers got to see the smooth animation, and a superhero gained a new power. Well, you're welcome. Well, that's it, folks. Episode 10 is in the books of Mike on the Mic. Thank you for all who tuned in. Thank you, RTF Sports Network, Twist Sports Talk. We will see you again next week, baby.